think you enjoyed it for the time period. We are recording now, and I will move back to my mat. Oh, I will move my camera down so you can see me when I move back to my mat. So if you want to lay down in corpse pose on your mat, and just think about hold on tight for a minute and what that means to you. What are you holding on to? What do you want to let go? Is it somebody or something that makes your day better, or something that you want to let go of? Or somebody you care about and you just want to hold on tight to them because they give you comfort. Be sure you're just dropping your feet, relaxing your hips and shoulders. You might want to flip your hands over and let them just lay your palms up towards the ceiling. Breathing whatever way you feels good. So let's breathe in 3-part breath in. Inhale for 3 counts. And then pretend like you're blowing out a candle through your mouth or blowing on a mirror and fogging it up when you exhale. But just slowly breathe in from your chest, your ribs, your abdomen, and then just do a puff out. Breathe in for 3 and then out for 1 strong breath. Somebody's sound's on, which is fine with me, but I just want you to know if you didn't turn it off and you want to. Blowing out the candle or fogging up your mirror. So you're taking in the things you feel good about and letting go of those things you don't want to hold on to. Just do a couple more. Bring our knees up to our chest and put our hands under our knees and pull your knees in to your body. You can hold it or just gently moving your knees back and forward. Warming up your back a little bit so you can move your shoulders, your hips just around to get them comfortable. Be sure you're in a good spot. You can relax your feet or you can have them pushing up against the wall, whichever feels best. Now let's open it up and do rock the baby. So you're going to spread your knees out, your feet up towards the ceiling. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes if you can, and you're just going to rock side to side. If you're not able to grab your toes, just raise your hands up. Opening up our hips. Rocking. Spread your legs out as far as you feel comfortable doing. Imagine that grandbaby or that nephew or niece laughing at you. We're holding on to that baby. Makes me smile. Now bringing your legs back to your bottom. So make a tabletop type position. And we're going to take our hands out to the side and we're going to rock from side to side, only going as far to the right as we can keep control of our core. So you're just going to let your legs fall to the right and your hand will be out there just to gently touch so you don't lose your tension in your abs and your core. And then gently going back up to center. Then putting your left hand out extending it just so that you can stop your knees at whatever point your body can't hold the pose anymore. So you keep the tension in your core and you're slowly moving and your hands out there for you to hold on to. So you're just rocking in a slow motion from the left to the right. Be sure you're breathing, not holding your breath, but you're holding your core. If you want to extend your legs for more of a challenge, you can extend your legs, or you can bring your knees into your chest for less tension. So knees into the chest, tabletop, or extended. Opening up our back and our hips and strengthening our core. Try different versions and see if you can do one or the other. Laying your arms down, laying your legs down for a moment. Then we're going to come back up to tabletop. Take your right ankle and put it over your left knee. Your feet are strong, meaning they're flat. Taking both hands, wrapping them around your left knee. You should feel the the back of your right leg stretching. You're not necessarily pulling on your leg, you're just holding it there. You can pull if you need a little more tension. So we're stretching out our muscles of our thigh and our glute on the right side. Take a good breath. Be sure you're breathing as you're stretching. We're holding on again. Release your hands, release your feet. Check out that right hip. Coming back to tabletop. Take your left ankle, put it over your right knee. You can have your leg bent or you can have it out. It just, whatever you're able to do. Flat feet, because you're pushing your feet against the wall. Taking both hands, put them behind your right leg. Now we're stretching our left quad and our left thigh. Only doing it to the tension that you feel the stress. Stress was an interesting word I was learning related to anatomy, that you want to feel some stress, but not pain. You want to feel the muscles doing their work, but not hurting. Be sure you're breathing. One last moment. Releasing our hands, releasing our left leg, and putting our feet back down on our mat. We're going to do a couple poses on our backs, but on our side. So I'm going to raise up my left foot, plant my left foot by my right knee, lift my right hip slightly just because I'm going to roll my left knee over my right leg to stretch the left glute. Arms out to the side for a T shape. And if you're able, turn your head to look over your left shoulder for a supine twist. You should feel it on your left side as you twist. Inhale and exhale. Roll back to your back again, your knees still up. We're going to stay on this side, but we're going to lift up on our right arm onto our side. So you're going to have your shoulder over your elbow, and you're on your right side of your body facing the long end of our mat. You can use your right hand or left hand for support. Get in this position first and keep in mind that you want your body from your head to your toe to be in line, not leaning forward and not leaning back. The first one we're going to do is we're going to take our left foot over our right knee and lifting our right leg up under the triangle that you've made it with your left leg. So your other body is supported and stable. And the only thing you're moving, if you're able to, if you choose to bend your knee, you could do that and just lift it, whatever angle works for you. Again, we're working the inner part of our right leg. Do it a couple more times. It's not the height that matters. It's the stress on the leg. Stress being a positive, not a negative feeling. You're feeling the muscles doing their work. One more. Releasing that leg and releasing the top leg. You can keep your upper body the same, or you can lay down. I'm going to keep my upper body the same. And we're going to lift the left leg up. We're just going to lift the left leg up into the air. Do that one more time. Then we're going to take that left leg, lift it out to the front, along the ground, or forward, lifting your left leg in front of your body. And one more. Lay back flat on your mat because we're going to the other side of our body. I'm going to flip so you can see me. So we're on our left side of our body. Taking your right foot, putting it on the ground in front of your left knee, and we're going to lift our left leg up under our right leg. We should have done the twist first, but that we can do it now. So we're going to take our right knee, laying down on our mat, our arms out to the side, and let our right knee fall over our left leg and look out over our right arm for a twist on the opposite side of our body. Taking a deep breath. And rolling to our backs. Now we'll do leg lifts. So come up on your left elbow, holding steady with your right hand on your mat. We're going to lift our right leg up into the air. One more time. We're going to lift our right leg out to the front. You can point your toe, you can have it flat. Whatever you think feels the best to strengthen your body. And you're using different muscles in your ankle and your foot, depending on which way you do it. You can point it when you go out and push it back with your heel. Feel the difference between pointing your toe and flattening your foot. Okay, last one. Now let's lay on our stomachs a minute. 2 things on our stomach before we get up. One's easy, one's going to be a challenge. So you may like the first one. The first one's just stretching out as far as you can. Your fingertips are just touching as far out as you can. Stretch those fingers. Spread them out. Push them down on the mat. Checking out your core. Are those toes pushing as far down to the end of the mat as you can? You're holding all muscles all the way up in your body, and you're holding them. You're concentrating on the inner thighs, your glutes. Any muscle that you aren't thinking about, go all the way from your tips of your fingers to your toes, and just do a body scan down and engage your muscles. Now just let it out a little bit and focus just on our fingertips, and we're going to twist. In other words, walk your fingers to the right side of your mat. So you're stretching out the left side of your body. Allowing that all of your energy, all of your power now is focused from the tips of your left hand down to your glutes. Walking your upper body back to the center with your fingers and your head all going to the center. Now moving your body to the left corner of your mat. So you're extending all of your strength from the tip of your right fingers all the way down that side of our body to our hip. Coming back to the center and releasing. Now we're going to do a boat position, a boat pose. It's one that you hold, and we hold it at different levels. So I'll show you different aspects of the boat pose. Do what you can, what feels good, what gives you strength. So I'm going to spread my legs out just slightly, bringing my feet up towards the ceiling. So my legs are in a reverse tabletop, because then I'm going to take my arms, run them back by my side, and the goal is you can bring your hands up where your palms are facing the ceiling. So you could just do this. So I'm lifting my chest and my head in line. My upper body is coming up. If you're able, then you're going to connect your fingers to your big toes. So I'm going to take my 2 peace fingers and connect them to my big toe. If you're not able to connect, that's fine. And then lifting my upper body and my lower body. So the only thing that's on the ground is the middle of my boat. Now, whatever component of that you can do, you can have your hands just back. You can have your legs up. Do your boat. Float your boat. And hold on. Breathe in whatever posture you're in. Have that stress, tension. If it hurts your lower back, let it go. Don't hold on to it. When you're finished, come out of the pose and just lay down for a moment. Oh. Awesome. I'm going to roll over to fetal position for a moment and then go into child's pose to finish off that segment. And come into child's pose for a moment. The next group of poses we're going to do will be on our knees. So if you choose to fold up your mat to have a double mat for your knees, or if you choose to have your blanket, you could get that now as we come up on our knees. So I have a blanket, so I'll use it under my knees. You don't have to, it's totally up to you. Your feet can be flat or they can be up. If they're up, you're getting some extra work in your heel, your Achilles tendon. You know, so if it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, then lay it down. But that's a choice if you want to add that to your practice today. So we'll do a couple of chest expansions. The first one, be sure your knees and your hips all the way up to your shoulder and your gaze is forward. The first one will be to take your hands in the back and hold a ball or clasp your hands for a chest expansion. Think about the alignment of our body. Releasing that tension, shaking it out. The second one, it's a slight back bend. So you're taking our arms up overhead. You can clasp your hands, put your fingertips together, make a steeple, whatever hand connection you want to make. And just slightly allowing your body to lean back. We're not leaning far. You're just feeling that stretch in the front of our body, stabilizing as if you're touching the ceiling. So you're just stretching out your upper body up and slightly towards the back. Back up to center, aligning your body and allowing your arms to come down. The next one will be, and I'm just turning so you can see me instead of sideways. You don't need to turn. So I'm taking arm out front, making sure my elbow's in line, and just bringing that arm over my shoulder and taking my left hand and just pushing slightly to get the stretch in my upper arm. Releasing your left hand and your right arm, taking your left arm out front and bringing it across your chest and feeling the stretch on the other arm. And releasing. We're going to kneeling. Take right knee foot and place it on the mat. So we're on one knee. Get all that tension in that right foot you can to hold on. Let's do another twist. So we're going to take our hands to our chest in whatever way we choose to for stabilization, because if you have your upper body towards the middle of your body, then it helps stabilize. We're going to twist to the right. So you're just going to keep your body stable on the bottom, and from your waist up, we're twisting over our bent leg towards the long end of the mat. Breathing out and releasing it. And releasing our arms. You could do a lunge up if you choose to, but a knee is awesome. We're going to thread the needle. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take our left arm up and just coming down under. So we're not taking the shoulder on the ground this time. We're just raising it up in the air and lowering it down under our arm. We're stabilizing the bottom of our body while moving our upper body. Let's do one more. We're going to take our bottom and sit back towards our bent leg and straightening out our right leg, pointing our toes up into the air and feeling the stretch in the back of our right leg. If you choose to or able to, you can take your nose down to your knee. It's the stretch or the stress of the right leg that matters. Coming back up to the kneeling position. Returning our right knee to the mat. Raising up our left leg. Planting our left foot on our mat. Hands to our chest. We will twist to the left side of our body. You're not twisting, you're twisting from your core, through your nose, through the top of your head. Stabilizing your feet and knee and foot on the ground. So it's a strength stabilization. Release your arms and now thread the needle. So take your right hand and thread it through your left leg and then just swinging it up in the air. So a slight flow of your right arm through our body. Last one. Taking our bottom back towards our right leg and extending our left leg so that we feel the stress. If you're able, you can lower your nose to your knee. Going back up and bringing both knees back down to the mat. And check it out. And come stand up on the mountain pose. So I'm going to move my blanket off and come up to a mountain pose. We're going to do a breath of joy. So it'll be three breaths up and one to release. So we're going to raise our hands up for a count of 3 and then release it for one big swoop. So raise it up and go. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, and let it out. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, and let it out. In, up, 1, 2, 3. Palms up and then palms down. Palms up. 1, 2, 3, palms down. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and then releasing it. Now we're warmed up, we should be. We'll do our warrior sequence. I'm going to take my right foot towards the short end of my mat, put knee over ankle. My back foot is spread as far away as comfortable for my stance with a slight angle of my left foot. Our bodies are towards the short end of our mat and arms overhead. Warrior 1. Going into warrior 2, upper body toward the long end of the mat, arms out to the side. Triangle, I'm going to straighten out my forward knee and allow my right arm to go down my right leg. Left arm goes up into the sky, taking our gaze up to our left hand if we choose to. Returning to warrior 2 pose. Then I'm going to stay here for a moment. Both feet are going to face the long end of our mat. So I'm just shifting my stance to do the goddess pose. I'm going to bring my arms either here or to the center. I'm going to do a squat down to goddess pose. Some people call these moonflowers and go all the way up. So call it what you want. Go down as far as you want. Raise your arms up as far as you want. Think about your sitting down. So your back from your sits bone or your tailbone in your head, you're up straight, not leaning forward. And doing one more. Take a good in and out. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. Bring your arms down. We're going to turn our left foot to the short end of the mat. Angle our right foot where it's comfortable so that we're in the correct stance or distance from feet. Shifting our waist and upper body towards the short end of the mat, arms overhead, warrior 1. Coming out to warrior 2, arms out and upper body towards the long end of the mat, warrior 2. Straightening our left knee, bringing our left hand down the front of our left leg and right arm goes up in the air. Take your gaze up towards your fingers and look towards the sky. Remember, hold these poses, hold these stands, be strong. Returning back to warrior 2. Returning back to goddess pose for one more time. Both feet pointed towards the long end of the mat. And goddess pose for a couple. Breathing in and out. Go slow, quickly, whatever your practice gives you today. Be strong. And last one. We're going to do tree pose. So if you need a chair to touch, you can have that available. If you don't, that's fine. But it just helps you steady for a tree pose. Wherever you like it. Front, back, side. It's up to you. Plant your left foot into the mat, releasing the tension in your right foot, taking your right knee out to the side, and just putting your right heel on your left ankle. This is a good tree pose. If you want to put your hands in the center at your chest, then that helps stabilize your body. If you want to move your foot up, We're holding it today. If you fall out, get back in it. If you can't hold it, remember you can always be out here. You can be here. There's lots of places your right foot can be for tree pose. Breathing in and out, keeping your gaze forward. Concentrating on that strong left foot on the ground. Be strong. Hold on. I'm not going to make you do it for 3 minutes. Some people do. Okay, release your right foot. Release your arms. Just shake it out a minute. We didn't do the prep we've been doing because I knew you could do it. I knew you could get into that tree pose without any effort. Strong right foot in your mat. Standing up tall. Take the tension out of your right knee. You don't want to lock it. Take your foot out, left knee out to the side. Putting your left foot at the ankle or on the left thigh. Putting your hands at your chest. If you want to have them out, you can. It's just less stable the further out your arms are. So I'm just putting them at my chest to hold in tight, to have that alignment from the tip of my head to that strong left foot on the mat. Breathing in and out. This is a pose that takes focus and stability. If you come out, go back in. I want you to feel the sensation of this pose today. If your toes on the ground, awesome. You've progressed over the past 6-7 weeks of doing strength poses. So we're challenging ourselves in the tree pose. Don't ever put your foot on your knee. That's not a good spot. Okay, as you finish up, bring it out. So I can't see y'all, but I'm just excited for you because that's a challenge. So we're going to do a few more poses back down on our mats. So move your chair out of the way if you don't need it. If you want to have your blanket or a block, you may have those close by. So I'm going to move my chair. A block, you can do a blanket or a block, but I'm going to get one block to start. We're going to start in cat and cow. We won't use that just yet. So cat and cow can be used. I think it's something to do every day, just as something that's good for your back and good for energizing. Think about having starfish hands where the pressure is on every fingertip and the palm. Some people would say kind of grip your claws like an animal even is another way to describe your hands. Shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. So getting into a pose and out of it are as important as doing it. So that's why I keep repeating. Have your gaze down, looking at your mat to start, tabletop position. Roll through cat and cow with your breath. You don't need to follow me, but you can. Just rolling through the two poses. You can stop for pause in either pose, but keep that long breath. Inhaling and exhaling as you go through it. I think it feels good. Do one more. we're going to do a plank, a kneeling plank. So I'm in tabletop, but I've moved my arms a little bit forward because I'm going to lean forward, keeping my elbows in my upper body. If your shoulders hurt, you could choose not to do it. Or do it with this if that helps. So that's a couple of options. So I'm holding a plank for a minute. My glutes are tight. My back is in line. I'm sucking in my core. We're going to add one thing. We're going to shoulder touch if you can. So I'm going to raise up my right hand and touch my left shoulder. Raise up my left hand and touch my right shoulder. I'm doing a plank, holding my body stable, keeping my gaze looking towards the short end of the mat. So from my knees to my tailbone are in line, and if you just hold the plank, that's fine. If you want to touch your shoulders. If you want to go to child's pose and take a break, that's what you should do. I'm going to do one more on each shoulder. Awesome. Come back to child's pose and stretch it out. As you're ready, you can roll over to your back. So I'm going to go through fetal position and then roll over and be on my back. We're going to try two things with, if you have a block and you want to use it. If you want to use your blanket, you can. So we're going to do bridge, but bridge can be a supported bridge. So the block or the blanket can be under your hips. So it gives you a different feel for doing a bridge pose. So either one works, and either one is fine. So I'm going to move my shoulders slightly up under my back, sit on the block, feet planted on the ground, and I'm going to lift and do a bridge pose, just going from wherever I have the block or the blanket, holding the glutes tight and releasing, but not going as far down. So I'm holding a bridge higher in the air and doing it just halfway and touching the blanket or the block. So we're not really releasing the tension in our quads and our glute. If you don't like the block, don't like the blanket, don't use them. If you're strong and you like to raise one foot, you could do that. Don't raise it up in the air too high. You don't want it above your knee. If you do one leg, then you should do the other one. If you don't do one, you don't have to do the other one. Since we're here, put both feet on the ground. You can have the block or the blanket or nothing. I'm going to use the block. It's an experiment to try different things. So we're going to do feet up the wall, which is an inversion, meaning our feet are going to be up to the sky. It can be on a block or on a blanket or on your mat. You put some stress and tension on our bodies without hurting them. Feeling the strength in the back of our legs, pushing our feet up on the ceiling. It feels different on the mat versus the blanket and a block. Holding them up. I'm going to release my feet to my mat, take out my block or blanket. Readjust my shoulders. We're gonna do one more ab. We have a couple more things to do, but one is abs. Coming up to tabletop with our legs, knees over hips, feet flat, taking our arms and slightly touching our head above our ears. You can stay here if you choose and keeping your core tight, or taking opposite elbow to opposite knee. If it hurts your neck, just move your legs. You can just move your legs. Or knee to elbow. I guess it's elbow to knee. Working our core. You could take it out, your foot out. Do a couple more. Last one. Lowering your upper body, putting your hands behind your knees and pulling your knees into your chest. And just rocking to the side on your back. Doing any motion that you need to before Savasana. It might be twisting your arms and your wrist, and you're just turning your feet around, your toes around, flexing, stretching out your legs, stretching out our arms. Whatever, just to release, let go of anything in your body that's needs just one more movement, one more wiggle or jiggle. If you want your blanket to cover up your toes, my toes are cold. I'm just gonna flip it on my toes. And laying on our backs, on our mats for a minute or two. I'm gonna start at our forehead. Are your eyebrows relaxed? Are your eyes closed? Wiggle nose. Take that tension out of our jaws. Wiggle your ears if you can. I can't. Your shoulders. Let your palms just come up to the sky. Let's do that breath one more time when we blow out the candle or the fog up the mirror. So just breathe in 3 through your nose. And one big whoosh out with your mouth. Breathe in your nose. And swish out with your mouth. 3 in and a quick out. 2 more times. Breathe in 3. Out. In 3. Out your mouth. Shake your hips out and your legs and let your feet fall to the side. Don't hold on to anything that's not good today. Just hold on to things that matter. Take a moment and think about what that is for you. When the rain comes and the sky is falling down, in your darkest hour, when there's no one around, it won't be long. Keep your head strong. Hold on tight to me. Hold on tight. Hold on. From Aloe Block's song, Hold On Tight. As you feel ready, you can roll over to the fetal position, come up to a seated position. Come back to our day of sunshine and joy. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And may you go in peace today and share your goodness with those around you. Namaste.
Thank you, Linda.